Hello, friends. It's Brooke-Sidney here, and welcome to my channel. I am your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of persistence until it hardens into fact. I think so many of you might have an understanding of this that's a little wrong. So, want to get it on track. Before we do that, though, I want to remind you there are two ways to work with me. One is one-on-one coaching. The other is email coaching. Both links are listed below. And I have two groups of like-minded individuals who are on this fun and amazing manifestation journey. That information is also listed below. So today we are talking about the importance of persistence, and I think how persisting until it hardens into fact is actually being misunderstood. And so I want to make sure people understand that, because I talk a lot about persisting because it's super, super important. But I wanted to read a quote to you by Neville Goddard, who many say is kind of the person who coined law of assumption. And basically the quote says, "And that assumption, though denied by your senses, though the world would say it is false, if you persist in it, it will harden into fact. This is the law of your own wonderful imagining. Believe it and it will become a reality." The reason why I'm sharing that quote is because I think it speaks to several things that I think get asked in this community, as well as the importance of persistence and also why persist and who it benefits. So for those of you that are new to me and new to this manifestation community, persisting is simply keep going with your manifestation practice, keep using your imaginal acts, your affirmations, and all of that until the persisting in the doing of these things, the new way of thinking, believing, and so forth, becomes hardened into fact. And for most of us, we know that it occurs, I think, when we see it in our 3D. And that's where many of us are missing it, and as a result, missing our manifestation. So one of the things I really want you all to understand is that persisting is about you. Persisting is about you. As everything is in this manifestation world, and really how Earth works, we create from the inside out. Us, 4D of our imagination, plus 5D, which is God for me, maybe higher power for you, God for me, create things that manifest into the 3D. Our part is being in control of ourselves, acting as the operant power, maintaining a great mental diet, meaning affirming and believing and thinking the things that we want to see manifesting in 3D, trying to kind of, the word that popped in my head is rebuke, but really revise the other thoughts that come up, right? And I know rebuke is like such a powerful word, but it's true in essence. When something comes into our lives and into our thoughts and into our minds, if you think about it, how important our minds are our God-given kingdom within creation vehicle for this planet. Our minds are so powerful. And so anything that tries to come into it, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, whether it's a thought, it's an energy, an entity, whatever it is, blink, blink, we want to rebuke it. We want to be like, no, we're not doing that. That's not happening. That's why I use cancel, clear, delete. So that is the persistence work. That is the persistence work. I think that so many people think it's just persisting in our affirmations. That's partly true, but are the affirmations sinking in? I had someone ask me recently about, I think it was like they're doing 30 affirmations a day and they're not seeing what they want to see in their 3D. The question isn't about the number of affirmations. The question is about, are you changing your natural assumption so that you can persist until those natural assumptions harden into fact, so that the world of your imagination becomes one in which you believe, and then it becomes true in your 3D. I think we are forgetting the steps. That's why I was like, I need to get on here and talk about it. Many of you, and that's why you keep checking the 3D. Many of you think this manifestation practice, this work is about changing the 3D. It's about persisting until the 3D changes. But you're forgetting The work is about changing ourselves. It's about changing what we imagine, changing what we see, changing what we think internally first. It's changing who we are on the inside. So then that world of our imagination manifests on the outside, but the change begins here first. So instead of focusing on, did the 3D change? You need to be asking yourself, did I change? Does this feel real? That's why we talk about the feeling is the secret. When the persistent hardens into fact, you know it internally first. You feel it inside first. That's why I've been talking about how do you know your manifestation is coming, and I'll tag that video, is because you have this inner knowing, this inner feeling. You start operating as if it is so. You know it is so. It feels real. It feels so resonant. You know that you're having it. Every part of you knows that you're having it. Those thoughts and those doubts, the things that we were just talking about rebuking and revising, and I'll tag revision on the spot, those are now a distant memory. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I used to think like that. I don't think like that now. I don't feel like that now. I don't feel that like having this certain amount of money sounds crazy. Actually, it feels like it's right on time. It feels perfectly aligned to who I am. It feels so resonant with who I am, where I'm going, what I believe, what I think. That relationship that I desire, and the SP and the man and the treatment that I desire. Doubting that I can have it? Who did that? I used to do that. That becomes the energy that you begin to possess. You often then wonder why you even had those doubts. That's when you know that you have gotten into living in the end, and that you have persisted until it hardened into fact, because now you can't tell yourself that you felt something different. It becomes like this old you. It becomes the old way of thinking. It is no longer your natural assumption, because that has changed. Your natural assumption has changed into the new assumption where you have the thing and you feel like you have it. So then guess what happens? Step one, now you feel what happens. Step two is the 3D then shows you. It reflects it. That's why I say sometimes it takes a moment for the 3D to catch up. Remember, you go first. This is a world in which we are leading ourselves. We are self-led. We are the co-creators. We are the operant power. The 3D is not. The 3D just gets to reflect us back. We are the cause. It is the effect. Okay? So that is it's so important to understand it, because once you start understanding what these things truly mean, it's not about just keep it up. Persisting until it hardens into fact is not about just keeping it up. It's about cleaning it up, about cleaning ourselves up. It's about doing the work. It's about examining what we truly believe, and then deciding that we're changing, and deciding that we get to have whatever it is that we want. And then we persist in that, and we get resonant with it. The new thoughts, beliefs, and self-concept become who we are, and we're not faking it. This is, as they say, no cap. We're not faking it. This is real. You change from the inside out. And then the world that you see in front of you, your 3D reality changes. It doesn't go the other way around. So as long as you start looking at the 3D and expecting it to change without you changing, you're going to miss it. You're going to waste time. I'm here to help you reclaim time. I'm here to help you speed up this manifestation process. And so today, I really want you to sit with the idea of persisting. And persisting is about you. Persisting is about changing you. You change first, you lead first, you're the operant power, and then your 3D catches up. Then you see it on the outside. And that's why I say there's no chance of you missing it, because you're going to feel it. You're going to know it. You're going to exist in it. So it's my hope that this has been helpful for you. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, you like this video, and you turn that bell on, because I drop videos daily, and I will see you tomorrow.